Restaurant, today I'm looking at the new XC90 model of R. This medium and large SUV represents the current extraordinary Kia SUV of Ware. This car is about to receive a facelift and you can already find images of the updated version online. The exterior has seen notable changes, yet I still admire the current design. It holds significant benefits now as it's in a competitive pricing phase. The vehicle is priced between $630,000 to $780,000 and there's currently an official discount of $170,000, but I will provide an additional discount. For a more realistic market situation, please refer to Xiangji's B5 seat, which is his entry-level model. What about this version? At present, many car enthusiasts can land in the early 400,000 yuan, but they need to make a lot of money. In fact, this is a relatively realistic trip, and I think this car is actually the entry-level model of his B5. The profit is more appropriate. Why? Because first of all, this car has a 7-seater version, but you need to pay more, but its entire space, if you're a 7-seater, the 3-row space is in a relatively economical state. In fact, as a large 5-seater, it will be more practical. Then although the B6 version is 3.0T to increase power, it is currently discounted, and the landing price is more than 500,000. If you look like the Q745 version, this is 100% implemented. 55 is a slight deduction, but you think it's the 30T added by the 2A30 flight, so the range of options in the same price range is very wide, but the B54 is just over 100,000. When we talk about landing, the price-performance ratio is actually high. And in terms of appearance, after all, this car is compared to the X5 Q7 level of driving, right? This domineering quality is very powerful. It has a very round and full overall feeling. Then I think the new style needs to be more modern and younger, so I still have to like it in terms of domineering value. A car class. In terms of J-body size, the length of the car is 495, 384 cars. Because it is an imported drive and has not been lengthened domestically, it doesn't have an advantage. However, as a 5-seater SUV, the space performance is actually good, and the panoramic view with very large legroom and headroom is also standard for all series. This is this car. Our car is the 7-seater version of B6. I won't make this third row for everyone because I'm actually very tall to sit on it. Your version of the XT6 can also be sold for 400,000 yuan, like the Lincoln Aviator, right? The practicality of the 3 rows of seats on the side is higher, and the cost effectiveness of the 30 engine will be higher. However, as a 5-seater medium to large SUV, the advantages of this car are still quite obvious, and in terms of wheels, this car comes standard with 20. The configuration is also quite high. When you come to the car, the interior shape of this car is indeed not one of its advantages, because this set of shapes is the same from the S601 to this XC90, including the size of the screen. The functions are also the same, right? It's just connected to CarPlay, but the response is okay. As a car system of a traditional fuel vehicle, you can watch the navigation and listen to music in daily life. It doesn't lag at all, because I think the focus is on safety and health. First of all, this kind of leather wrapping is quite good, and there is no special health in the car. Furthermore, all devices come with RG driving assistance as standard, widely available for years, so LRG has a high penetration rate, which is something Cole and I have consistently done. The features include the safety machine tool in the car, which is a selling point of his heart. Then in terms of configuration, the entry-level model of B5 is actually relatively complete, which is the direction of manual adjustment of leather as standard. As for the seats, all series are made of leather with heating and memory functions, and then there is a 12.3-inch full machine meter, plus a central control screen of Ju Yingson. In addition, reversing affects the electric induction rear tailgate. It is the top of the whole device, so this configuration requires everyone to either install electricity or you will install it later. This is the 5-seater and 7-seater B5, which are not available in your other versions. The middle configuration is basically the same, that is, for a 3rd-row seat, you need to spend more than 20,000 yuan more. I don't think the price-performance ratio is particularly high because the 3rd-row space of this car is not its core, and a selling point needs to be considered by everyone. Then in terms of power, it is divided into 2 versions, B5 and B6, and of course there is the Sports T8. Today we are talking about one version. B5 is a 250 leather horsepower 20 engine, and then B6 is a 3.0 T plus machine increase, which can reach 300 P and is equipped with 8 AT variables. In terms of fragrance base, the front and rear are more connected, and then the whole configuration level of the corresponding version will definitely be much stronger in acceleration, including If you make a decision after 30, you won't buy the wrong version, but I actually think the advantage of the B5 version is obvious at the same price at present because there are not many SUVs that choose this traditional oil for our car purchase. The mid to high configuration of Ben GLC or the top configuration of XT6, but I think there is still a gap between the two units compared with the XC90 in terms of brand teaching, including the whole car level. I think this car is at present, that is, as a bargain hunting stage.